Hello there, welcome to Tarot to a T. Today's reading will be for water signs on the eve of the Lionsgate 8-8 portal. We're going to start here with Pisces. Up next will be Cancer, and last but not least will be Scorpio. If you've been with me before, thank you for returning. If you have not, let me explain my format here. We're going to start here on the top row here with a overall theme for you for August 2024, followed up by a contributing factor here, and last but not least will be cards of advice or some kind of message of advice, and I will clarify as we go along. Just want to remind you this is a general reading, and that if you would please hit that subscribe button and that like on the video, it'll help support the channel and ensure that you will see me here again. And I hope you enjoy your reading today, okay? So let's just get down to it, shall we? Let's see what's going on with you, Pisces. Overall theme is the Queen of Clubs, followed up by the King of Clubs. You might be dealing with some fire signs here. The kings and the queens are not gender specific, but they do talk a little bit about hierarchy, and I do think you're dealing with individuals. So again, Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Strong fire sign energy. Also wrapped up in these clubs is mentoring and guidance. These are people you can turn to for advice. Perhaps you're in... I was going to say you're in a bind. I don't know why that was going to pop out. I was just going to say you were in a situation, it may be a bind, where you're needing some advice from people you look up to in some way or have some status. Again, king and queen denotes to me, it's possibly a couple. Like they're your parents or a power couple, a couple in authority that you perceive that way, and they're actually married or they're in business together. It could be, kind of those types of situations. But again, these are people who are very supportive. You can look to them for mentoring and guidance and support in some way. Let's go ahead, ask for cards of clarification for Pisces and their situation for August 2024. Too many cards there. There's something that wants to pop out, but there's too much mixed. Okay, here we go. We got two together. We got the Ten of Clubs and the Nine of Diamonds. So the Ten of Clubs talk about things moving forward. It's also wrapping up a chapter for you, but there's a completion also here with the Nine of Diamonds and some kind of financial settlement. Doesn't necessarily mean with a person. It could be like what am I trying to say? Not leaving a job, like quitting a job, like along the lines of retirement or just some kind. I'm hearing severance. I keep hearing severance. You're moving on from something perhaps that results in a chunk of money. I'll just put it bluntly. Why beat around the bush, right? And there's also an indication with the Nine of Diamonds, usually that you're going to be able to pay off a lot of debt, make some kind of big purchase that maybe you've had in mind, or some kind of need, like replacing a vehicle, that kind of thing. Something kind of on the practical end, which is very good. Maybe that's why you need this mentoring or this guidance. You have like this big sum of money all of a sudden. The Ten of Clubs, I will mention, also denotes the possibility of travel, in the sense that you'll be able to go on like a long extended trip, a vacation of some sort. It's usually a positive. The travel is for positive reasons, for positive outcomes and feelings around that. You also have the Ace of Hearts. See, I think you're on some kind of new start. That's the Ace denotes. But it's around doing what you really want to do going forward. Especially with the Ten of Clubs, a major sacrifice. I am so tongue-tied at the moment. I'm kind of tired. So, please pardon me there. It's about wrapping up a major chapter in some way that is leaving you in a better financial situation, yes, and now it's really important that you really get to spend time or go in a direction that's really important to you. Again, on some kind of new start here with the Ace of Hearts. I'm not being really shown if this is around career. I have not picked that up, so it doesn't have to be career, Pisces. Let's see what else we got before we look at advice, though. And these readings are shorter, unfortunately, because I have to do all three signs in the element. And I am doing other readings as I can, as my schedule permits. So please join me for those if you should see them pop up. Especially if you're on notifications, right? With the Five of Hearts, there is some kind of physical separation. A change has come in that involves a physical separation. I'm not picking up if it's around relationship necessarily. I still kind of feel this is like some kind of career. I think this is like around a retirement. It would actually all make sense. The King of Clubs, the Queen of Clubs, not sure who they are, but it's like it could be very possible they're parent figures, and let's say you are somebody who just completed a military career. You know, with the military, from what I understand, if you start when you're like 18 years old, you do your 20 years and then you're done. You don't have to stick around. Could be something like that. So you still have your parents to kind of look towards, you know, what do you think I should do next? Or, I don't know. I'm not sure what the guidance is you need, but you definitely have a change that involves a physical separation. So let's say you've left the military base, you've left the job situation, whatever that entails. That could be actually all wrapped up into one. You're on a new start. It's important that you follow your heart at this time and do what you truly want to do. And maybe you don't know exactly what that is going forward. That's why you need the guidance, or you're seeking guidance. Let's go ahead and look at your cards of advice, though, Pisces. You got the King of Hearts here and the Nine of Spades. Something tells me this was an emotionally difficult in some way. Maybe what you were involved in, I'm going back to the military scenario, maybe it was mentally challenging for you just to stick with it. You know, maybe years ago you didn't want to stay, but you knew in the long run if you did stick it out. The reason I'm saying that is because the King of Hearts is water energy, so it's definitely could be you. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but it's also about mastery of emotions when I see this pop up. It's also kind of a father figure, a loving father figure kind of energy. But I see it mostly in this context as mastery over your emotions in some way, and mastery over your emotional state. The reason I think it was difficult, whatever it is that you left, is this is about loss, going through some kind of grieving process. So you see the contradiction here. On the one hand, you have mastery and control of your emotions. This is really optimal emotional health. And here we have kind of the opposite of that. But again, there's a completion with the 9. So perhaps the advice here is looking at now you're in a very, very healthy emotional state. You've gotten through it. There's a sense of accomplishment, of completion, and it was difficult for you. And that is behind you. It's wrapped up. Okay, any more cards of advice for Pisces? Too many. That was just a huge chunk. That's not fair. Okay, we're getting down to it. Getting down to it. Advice for Pisces. There's got to be another one. I could take 2. Alright, I'll take the 3. It's kind of pushing it. Whew. Okay, take me a second to put these together. These triples, when they come out, they are challenging. You got a lot of face cards, Pisces. You're dealing with a lot of different energies, a lot of different people, I feel like. But nonetheless, we got the Jack of Clubs. Again, you got that fire sign energy. You had the King, the Queen, and now you have the Jack of Clubs. Okay? I think it's important to note that. Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. On this side, we got the Queen of Diamonds. This is Earth energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. In the middle, you got the Magician card and also the Colorized Joker. Colorized Joker indicates to me things being up in the air. It kind of makes sense that things would be up in the air in terms of advice or mentoring. Again, I had the sense over here you didn't quite know what you were going to do next after this change. The Jack denotes to me kind of that level of inexperience, or somebody who is kind of on a fresh new start because they don't have the experience. It denotes sometimes a younger person. So that could actually be your energy. Like, you're in a new situation. In that sense, you're less experienced, right? And you have like this younger energy about you. What's interesting is you also have the Queen of Diamonds, which many times I pick up that it's a Taurus that we're talking about. I don't know why the Queen in particular, because it could be any earth sign. I'm associated with that. But there's a strong sense of financial matters around the Queen of Diamonds. Somebody who has mastery over their finances, who's good at saving and budgeting and spending as well, and just being very savvy that way, right? So I feel like you've left a difficult situation that was wrapped up with your income. I'm pointing down here to this Nine of Spades with the King of Hearts. Emotionally, you're feeling very good about things. But here I see somebody who does feel like things are up in the air, and they're not quite sure where they're headed, for sure. But they're not sure like how they feel about things. I think that's the Jack of Clubs. But financially, that seems to be wrapped up in, I guess, with things being unsettled. Like, what do you do next? Not that you don't necessarily have to get a job, but if you did leave the military, or let's say you did retire, most of us don't see that as, I have so much money I never need to work again. We definitely want to do something with our free time that still generates that income. I'm just kind of picking up like it's wrapped up with your finances some way, and you're thinking about your next income potential here. I do want to also mention with the Colorized Joker, you're looking at Magician energy. Magician energy to me speaks of you're kind of throwing it out to the universe for guidance, asking for that divine guidance, that magic. It's also possible that that is at play anyway. That an idea or an inspiration about what to do next will come your way, since it seems like you are consulting a lot of different people, energies right now, trying to get ideas. It's not so much of what do I do, it's like give me some suggestions about what you think. You know, these people, whoever they are, they probably know you pretty well, right? And you're looking for that inspiration, those ideas. That's a very complex reading. I usually don't get that much information, and it's still kind of vague. I won't doubt that, but I hope that was helpful, Pisces. Please like the video if you did. And now we're going to move on to Cancer. The overall theme for Cancer for August 2024 is the Colorized Joker, also the Magician card. Followed up, complicating factor contributing to your situation is the Six of Hearts. You might have left a relationship recently, because the Six of Hearts talks about potential to meet new people and potential to meet a special someone for sure. But with the sixes, there's a lot of potential. I see it as like the branches of a river kind of going off in different directions. It's also kind of the indication that if you had energy locked up in a relationship, things are opened up for you now. But I definitely see this color ace joker as things being up in the air. That's the scattered energy around jokers in cartomancy, at least in my intuitive feel on them. The magician energy tells me that there's a little bit of magic working in the background, or you're hoping for it. So it's not necessarily prayer, but it's kind of throwing, things to the universe, or the situation to the universe, and saying, work your magic, bring into my life the kind of things I'm desiring, I'm hoping for, I'm wishing for, your greatest potential. All of that is wrapped up with that magician energy. And it's just not clear where things are headed, but it's good that you have things opening up for here, opening up for you here. It's very interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead, ask for more clarifiers for Cancer. I mean, I kind of get the sense that you're moving on from something. It could have been a huge relationship. I just haven't seen that. You're moving on for something, and you're kind of in this limbo. I guess that's the word I'm trying to search for. Cancer in limbo. But you got a lot of potential coming your way. So just stay tuned. Just stay tuned. I think things are going to change for you in August. It's just not clear because of the up in the air energy. Or you're maybe not feeling it yet. Oh, we got two here. We got the 3 of Hearts, we got the 5 of Diamonds. There's some kind of negotiation or settlement around finances. So it could be the fallout or the last step in like a major breakup, because I do suspect this is about relationship. The 3 of Hearts is indecision. It's about something that's affecting you emotionally. It's pulling you in a couple of different directions. And, point blank, you just don't know how to feel about it. So there's some kind of change, negotiation, settlement around finances, and you don't know how to feel about it. Maybe it wasn't satisfactory, or it comes at a cost. Like it's one of those bittersweet things. It's like, yes, maybe you're finally getting that settlement, but it's bittersweet because you've lost this relationship. It's time to say goodbye to it. More cards of clarification for Cancer, please. 6 of Spades, another 6. Lots of potentials open up for you with these 6s. This is all about fate and destiny, so whatever's going on, rest assured it was meant to happen this way. Not sure who needs to hear that and what context it is, but that's the message with the 6 of Spades. Just be assured you're on the right path. It's actually a very positive confirmation that you're on the right path. Look at it that way. Another card here, please, for Cancer. August 2024. 8 of Spades. This might be a side issue because I didn't really pick up work matters with this. I mean, I did kind of with the 5 of Diamonds. It could be some kind of negotiation about losing a job, or not necessarily getting fired, but you walking away, agreeing to walk away, let's say. That actually puts an interesting spin on things. Nonetheless, it's fated that it happened this way, but the 8 of Spades is about moving forward from a situation that needs, that has a lot of stress and pressure, and needing to relieve it. So it's for your mental health, it's for your well-being. It could have involved a disagreement with a supervisor, or just another coworker, or even a business partner. But this tells me that either this is happening, or you're on the precipice of this, and maybe that's your feeling of things being up in the air. And maybe that's why you are on the fence about how you feel about this negotiation, because I think you're walking away with some some abundance here, some cash. Like I said, I don't like to be crass, but I really do. Like, I think it's like a sum of money. But with the Six of Spades, again, it's faded. And the Six of Hearts, it's opening up new connections for you. These connections do not have to be romantic. I don't think I mentioned that. It's just important connections to make, perhaps in your next business pursuit, your next career. Let's go ahead and look at your advice, Cancer. Wow, you got another 6. This talks about income opportunities. Yeah, I think this is about a work situation. It's very interesting that I originally thought it was about relationship, but relationship can be mixed up with business. I mean, especially if we've been there a while. Something that you put a lot of effort into, you made, these long-term coworker relationships that are important to you. It could be that. But this tells me you have a lot of income opportunities coming in. Probably unforeseen at this point. This isn't your advice, so I see that as a good omen. If you were wondering about that or concerned about it. Any more cards of advice for Cancer? So it seems like you're making the right moves. And the Two of Hearts, look at that. So we're back to kind of the relationship stuff. This is about intimate connections, usually with one person. It's also the desire for intimacy, a desire for that deep connection with somebody. Your reading is a lot like Pisces reading. Pisces reading I just did before this one kind of went all over the place. It seems like there's a lot of different elements coming into play. This is kind of striking me the same way because with the Six of Hearts, I'm not going to pick it up, it's way under there. But remember I talked about potential for important connections, relationships. Well, this is kind of speaking of that. It's in your advice. I mean, it's almost speaking of be kind of strange advice. It's pretty straightforward though. With the Six of Diamonds, you got income opportunities, and what this is just telling me that you have the opportunity to perhaps meet that special someone. I mean, that's like pretty freaking fantastic. I mean, I don't mean to downplay it or anything, but I'm like, usually I get more, I don't know, subtle messages, but that's pretty direct. Or either intimate connections or some kind of special connection is going to become more important to you. Maybe it's going to help an existing relationship you have. Could be that. But I kind of feel like I'm talking to a Cancer who's been through a change in a relationship because of that Five of Diamonds and that Three of Hearts. So I don't want us to lose perspective on that. I feel like the Two of Diamonds is, the Two of Hearts here is really kind of a curious card of advice. So I'm going to ask for another one for sure. There we go, it just popped out. Okay, things are being revealed to you in some way as a result of all of this. I don't know, maybe the intimacy with this Two of Hearts. Or if you're not in a relationship, maybe that will become more important to you. It's very possible that you were involved in a long career that took up all of your time and energy, and now partnership will become more of a priority. That actually makes a lot of sense. While your income opportunity is actually going to open up, whether that's investing or another career or some kind of side hustle or, anything under the sun. And this is talking about things being revealed, but it's also could be simply an epiphany, which means you recognize something. You come to understand something. Something becomes clear to you yourself as a result of all this. Because the sevens a lot of times, well, I'd say most of the time, are about internal experiences. So this is something happening internally within you. It's not necessarily like literally like you pick up a rock and there's something under it, so it's revealed. It's not necessarily that literal. It could be more on the mental level. I'm going to say, Cancer, you're going to recognize something about yourself. There's something that's going to come to light. Something you need, something that has been missing from your life. That's the feeling I'm getting from this. I hope I'm clear, because again, this is kind of going off in a lot of different directions. I think you walked away from some kind of career for whatever reason. You're feeling like things are really up in the air for you at the moment. But you're headed into new opportunities in many ways. We have the Six of Hearts, the Six of Spades, saying you're on the right path. You relieve the stress. A partnership is going to be highlighted for you, I think, as a result of everything. Can't say what form that takes. And it's probably going to be related to this epiphany or recognizing something you didn't acknowledge before. Hope that was clear. That was a lot of words. But if you liked the video, please remember to hit the like button. I hope it helped. And I'm going to go on now to Scorpio. But before I get started, Scorpio, please give me a second to change the battery in my camera. I have learned that is the best thing to do before I start the last reading. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, Scorpio. Thank you for your patience. Let's go ahead and see what's going on for you for August 2024. We're starting off with the Ace of Clubs. Contributing to the Ace of Clubs. Oh, wow. Two of Clubs. That's an interesting little combination there. It's in order, but I have like two decks in here, and I shuffle the heck out of them. So it's very cool. It's very interesting. Anyway, the Two of Clubs talks about the need to communicate. Usually it's with a person, because the twos kind of emphasize partnership. But it definitely indicates to me that a communication needs to occur to restore harmony and balance. So the twos talk about partnership, but they also talk about harmony and balance. With the Ace of Clubs, you're looking at a new start. Perhaps there's some plans that you are making around this new start. Maybe that's what needs to be communicated. The Ace of Clubs also talks about learning new skills, gaining new knowledge. I would definitely get clarifiers, but it seems to me perhaps you are starting something new and you need to discuss it with somebody or some people. I mean, it could be just simply discussing something with your partner, of course, or your family. That's a very interesting combination. I don't think I've ever seen that. So let's go ahead and deep dive a little bit. Scorpio. What is Scorpio up for August 2024? Five of Spades. So you're getting yourself out of some kind of stuck situation. This is about change, and change from a stagnant situation, or just the need to shake things up. I mean, honestly, it's kind of along those lines. Things have been very stale for a while in some regard. Not sure what this is about. I mean, it's very possible it's with career. It could be just you just having kind of this mundane life for a while where you're just on the same routine, and now you're wanting to learn something completely different out of your comfort zone. You know, just to change up that routine, to get things going in your psyche and your imagination, just, you know, inspired. But there's some kind of communication that needs to still happen, so let me see if I can uncover some of that. What is going on that Scorpio needs to bring out and discuss and verbalize in some way? Oh, it might be with an earth sign. Somebody younger than you. This would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Yeah, I strongly feel it's around somebody with those traits. There's also an indication with the Jack that it's somebody younger than you or less experienced. So you could be involved with a younger person. This could be your kid. You know, maybe you're a single parent, you have a kid that's in college or something, and for some reason you need to discuss what you're doing. Maybe it's going to affect them, the changes that you're making. Like I said, you know, I think we all get to points in our lives where what we've been doing for so many years, even though we're secure, we're relatively content, we just need to change because it gets too boring, too repetitive. I mean, change a lot of times comes out of necessity, but I think sometimes it's there's really nothing going on. It's something within us that sparks that momentum in a new direction. You know what I mean? I feel like that's the case here. Any more cards of clarification, please, here for Scorpio for August 2024? We got the Four of Clubs. This is harmony and balance around your home. It's the four pillars holding up the foundation. There's really not much to say about it except you have a very firm, solid foundation. I'm seeing cards of kind of boredom. Yeah, I think this is what I'm picking up on. This is my intuition screaming at me. I think I'm speaking to a Scorpio who's been stuck in a rut, feeling like, again, bored. I don't know what, I can't think of another word to use, but just like you're kind of tired of the stagnancy. Things are very stable at home. There's nothing really happening. That you have no drama. You could be caught up in all your bills and not have any debt. You know, you could be one of those people. And in some ways, that's fantastic. In some ways, it's kind of too boring because you don't have any inspiration to do anything outside of the box. That's what I'm feeling. I think you're learning. Maybe you're doing research on your own to learn about how to get unstuck from whatever this is. I don't know what it is. It might involve finances. The Jack of Diamonds does talk about our pentacles, but it also could be, again, somebody you're involved with in some way, some kind of family member or spouse, and you haven't really talked about it. I think August is, the emphasis seems to be on you getting your ideas out and discussing this. Perhaps that's going to get the ball rolling because I don't see any cards here about things going forward. I mean, the Five of Spades kind of talks about that change. Maybe that's the first part of the change. It's like phase one. Just the recognition that you know things need to change. You see my point? But the Four of Clubs is like, yeah, everything's cool. Don't need to do anything different. Just go to work, come home every day, go to sleep, get up the next day and do the same thing. Rinse and repeat. I think Scorpio is ready to get out of that and have some new experiences. Let's go ahead and see what your cards of advice are. Look at that. Fantastic reading, Scorpio. Fantastic. Because see, you got the Ace of Clubs on this end. You got the Ace of Diamonds here. New ways to increase your income. This is, I think, around your finances, around your career. I think you're in a, perhaps you're in a job, I'm not sure, but I'm kind of feeling this is the direction we're going. You're in a career or a job for a long time you just don't like. It's boring. It pays the bills. It keeps the roof over your head. It keeps, takes care of all the basic needs. But this is about increasing your income. And again, it's a new start with the Ace of Diamonds. More cards of advice. Any specific advice, I should say. Any specific advice you could give us, please, for Scorpio? think I got 3. Yeah, I can handle 3. That is interesting as hell. Do you see what I have? I have 2 8s. In the middle is another ace. You got 3 aces out here. It's all about new beginnings. It's about getting unstuck. Scorpio, you are so focused on getting unstuck. I've never seen such a strong indication of that. Ace of Hearts, following your heart, following what you truly want to do. Yeah, what did I say? It's about being bored in a huge, humongous way. It's just the ultimate boredom. You are ready for this change. But look at this. With the 8 of clubs, this is about having a crossroads decision. You're not quite sure what you want to do. I think I already picked that up. I already kind of addressed that a second ago. That's why that communication needs to happen. You need to talk to somebody about what you're feeling and what you want to do. And what you, maybe if you don't know what you want to do, maybe that's why you haven't been talking about it. But communication needs to happen. Okay? And with the 8 of spades glaring me in my face, and I'm sure it's glaring in your face. 8 of spades is about being in a stressful work situation, just to be blunt, where you need to relieve that stress, you need to relieve that pressure, and yes, it means perhaps leaving. But there's something going on in a work situation that is stressing you out, and I just feel like it's because you can't stand it anymore. You can't stand the stagnancy. Back here with the 5 of spades, that stagnancy, things being stuck. And it's bookended, both these 8s, the indecision and needing to get out of a job situation by doing what you truly want to do. New start. Very strong indications in your reading, Scorpio. I love it. I love it when it's that clear. I mean, I don't know what you're going through, but if this reading spoke to you, you'll know exactly what I'm hinting at here. And I hope it helped you. I am going to stop it there. If you enjoyed the reading, please hit that like button. Please subscribe. I so appreciate your support. Hope you gained some wisdom and I gave you some ideas today. And please join me again. And please, by all means, take care until I see you again.